Trey, thank you for those kind words. As you all know, my name is Walter Mosley. I'm a candidate for the office of the 57th Assembly District, and as a lifelong resident, born and raised here in the 57th Assembly District, I've had the opportunity to see this district grow. It's a diverse district. It's an inclusive district. It's a district that has embraced so many from so many places, both near and far. But we also understand that the backbone of this district, that the principles that this district has grown from, and the bedrock of this district is working families. Families whose principles, families whose desire to seek out the American dream is right here amongst us. People who have raised their families, people who have grown from children to middle-aged to now seniors, people who are accepting of others, people who are accepting of differences, finding our common traits as opposed to latching on to what makes us different. And I want you to understand this, that the 57th Assembly District is a district that is like every other district. We want affordable and decent housing. We want job creation. We want decent schools for our children to be taught in. But we also understand that we can't push aside those that have been here. As we move forward, we must be responsible in moving forward, making sure that we are fair and equitable to all. So as we look onto the future, we must not never, ever forget about the past nor the present. Because if we're going to move together, we're going to move together as an entire community. Black, white, old, young, veterans, seniors, children, Jews, Gentiles. We're here as a community. What we find attractive to this community is what makes us all here standing here today. Our differences are the things that we embrace. Our differences are the things that we love about this district. But we also understand that going forward, we can't leave our working families behind. So I understand in Albany, we need a champion. We had a champion before, we're going to have a champion again. We need a champion who's going to have a voice up in Albany. For our seniors, for our veterans, for our entrepreneurs, for our clergy, for me as a young adult, as a young family man, and for our babies. That's right. So I look forward to being that champion. I look forward to being that strong voice for all of us, for new residents, old residents, for homeowners, for those who live in subsidized housing, for those who send their child to private school, or those that send, many of us send to public school. I look forward to being that champion. I look forward to that fight. But I look forward to doing it with you. I look forward to doing it with you. So God bless you all. God bless the 57th Assembly District. God bless Brooklyn. And God bless New York State. Thank you so much.
Were you surprised by the results of Hakeem's race, and what do you think that means for your own?
No, I'm not surprised. I think it's a referendum on the amount of support that the Assemblyman has built up during his time in the Assembly of record, based upon his record and what he has been able to do both statewide and both locally. And I think I would think only can help me going forward, given our relationship, given our working relationship, our personal relationship, and our ability to have worked together for the 4.5 years that we've both been elected officials.
You expect his endorsement?
Well, you know what? I have a great working relationship with the Assemblyman, a great personal relationship, but that's a question that you're going to have to ask him.
Your opponent was accused of some rather unusual campaign tactics the last time when she ran for district leader. Do you expect this to be like an ugly campaign, or do you think it's going to be, you're expected to do that the same kind of thing this time around? Or?
Well, you know what? I really can't be concerned about my opponents. You know, I think we have enough on our plate to be concerned about in terms of affordable housing, in terms of job creation, in terms of public school access. Those are the things that I need to be concentrating on, and not those things that my opponents might or have done in the past.
Have you spoken with Assemblyman Lopez about your candidacy?
Yes, I have.
Is he supportive?
That's a question that you're going to have to ask the Assemblyman, but we look forward to having continued dialogue.
Final question.
Where do you stand on Atlantic Yards and Charter School?
Well, you know, I've supported the Atlantic Yards Arena at the beginning, but obviously promises have been broken with regards to affordable housing going forward, with regards to the full-time jobs that are going to be taken. They're going to be there in the residential towers. We're going to hold them to task. Obviously, the stadium is here, but we can't continue to harp on the past. We have to continue to move forward and hold them true to their word as it relates to affordable housing for our growing families, decent affordable housing for those that wish to make Brooklyn their home, while at the same time making sure that the full-time jobs that are going to be available to them are available to our residents right here in the 5770 district.
Final question.
Well, I've always for parental choice. As a young father, I understand that we have parents all throughout our districts who are really caught in a very precarious situation. They don't know where they're going to send their child to school this fall right now. And so what we want to do, we want to bring parents back in the fold. We want to make sure that they have a say-so as to where they're going to send their daughter or their son to school. Clearly, to be at this point in the academic year, as we approach the fall, and not knowing where your child is going to go to school, is something that is a travesty in and of itself. So, we're going to try to bring back the parents back to the fold. And as your next assemblyman, we're going to do everything in order to reform New York State School Governance Act and making sure that we bring proper oversight and compliance to that act.
Final question. Thank you.
Thank you so much.